Today, in a New York federal courtroom, Sean Diddy Combs told the judge he was, quote, a little nervous. The rap mogul's criminal trial began this morning. He is sex trafficking, racketeering, and more. The two sides are now in the process of selecting a jury of 12 plus alternates. Most of the prospective jurors acknowledge they're aware of Combs's case and also the allegations that span some 20 years. Among those allegations, he's accused of forcing at least 3 women to engage in sex acts with him and at times with male prostitutes during parties.
So Diddy's trial is kicking off today in New York. Diddy, who's been locked up since September, will begin jury selection today. So that's the process where they find the 12 jurors who will sit down. Now, the charges, for those who do not remember, because it's been a long time since the initial charges dropped, he is being charged currently with sex trafficking.
And then another juror who works for the Department of Corrections said that he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor felony, and he is continuing in this case. So we're expected to continue as long as it takes to get to that 45 and to get through the strikes. The judge is hopeful that that could be concluded as soon as Wednesday, with opening statements in the case beginning next week and then the beginning of the evidence. So Combs has pleaded not guilty. He has said, his lawyers have said, that all of these allegations are the prosecutors trying to criminalize his sexual activity that they say was entirely consensual. Guys?
All right, Kara, appreciate it. Thank you. Brianna?
It's the most explosive legal battle of the year. The once untouchable music mogul, Sean Diddy Combs, now faces a future uncertain. From ruling the hip-hop empire to now standing trial for shocking allegations, Diddy's empire may soon crumble. But as the jury selection begins, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will the truth set him free, or will it expose the darkest side of his celebrity lifestyle? Buckle up, because this trial will change Hollywood forever.
Yeah, a number of jurors have been turned away. One woman, because she had seen that hotel surveillance video, she saw a still image of it where Combs is on camera kicking and dragging his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Now, the jurors said that she referred to it as damning evidence, and after a back and forth with the judge, he decided to excuse her for cause because she had formed an opinion on it. I mean, other jurors had been excused, one because the man had just started a new job and couldn't take off 8 weeks. Another juror was...
The first chapter of this trial unfolded with jury selection on May 5th, 2025. Combs, known for his power in music and fashion, now finds himself at the mercy of a jury who could decide his fate for the rest of his life. Charged with serious allegations, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and coercing women into unspeakable acts, the case against him is intense. His lawyer insists he's innocent, but the pressure is mounting. Why? Because many of the jurors have already heard about the infamous freak-off parties. Parties that, according to witnesses, included coercion, sex acts, and even threats to silence the victims. Let's take a step back. How did we get here? The allegations against Diddy span 2 decades. Accusations of forcing women to engage in sex acts, sometimes with male prostitutes, during multi-day parties, all in an effort to fuel his power and desires.
All right, let's talk about this now with entertainment attorney and former litigator Lisa Bonner. First, Lisa, I just want to get your reaction to some of what we learned so far. The judge granting a defense request to dismiss a prospective juror because she called the hotel surveillance video damning. Maybe not surprising, but what do you think about this?
Good afternoon, Brianna. It's absolutely not surprising because they want to get to a fair and impartial jury, and someone who has already formed an opinion, for example, is not going to be someone that the defense is going to want to move forward with, because you are supposed to listen to what the judge says in the 4 corners of the room. And so when you are walking in there with an already pre-approved idea of what you think is going to happen and what you think your opinion is going to be, it is hard to be able to say that that person is going to be swayed and can be fair and impartial.
But as shocking as these claims are, the defense insists that these encounters were consensual. They argue that Combs was simply partaking in a swinging lifestyle with willing participants. But is that enough to clear his name, or will it be seen as a cover-up for something much darker? As Diddy faces the court, the industry is split. On one side, fans and even some celebrities remain loyal, defending his legacy. Others, however, can't ignore the mounting evidence and are distancing themselves. Jay-Z, once a close collaborator and longtime associate, has made his position clear in the midst of these allegations. Though he denies any involvement in Diddy's misconduct, Jay-Z's legal team has been fiercely battling Tony Busby, the Texas attorney representing victims, including one woman who alleges Diddy raped her as a child.
I mean, this is going to be very hard to find people on this jury who don't know anything about this case, who haven't been influenced by anything outside of what the actual case is about.
And that's why they were saying older white women, I guess, this morning on the news.
So when you're talking about the older white women, it's the prosecution team that is all white women, and it's actually led by Comey's daughter, James Comey, the old FBI director. And I'll get into that. But that's what you're talking about. That's the
no. They said that when they were looking for jurors, they're going to be looking for older white women, people that probably don't know much about Diddy, probably not in that hip hop world, that might not have seen that video. That's what
but Diddy wanted them crossover people. And has been that for a long time.
100%. According to other reports, the biggest thing here is exactly what you said, is that Diddy is such a huge celebrity, and everything with this case, especially in the beginning with that Cassie video, has been everywhere.
On CNN.
Everywhere.
That video broke on CNN.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of the issues, and that's why Puff's team was trying so hard to get that video not to be used as evidence in this case whatsoever, but that was denied.
But the stakes are higher than just a reputation. Diddy's entire empire, from his music label Bad Boy Records to his lucrative business ventures, could come crashing down. His $50 million bail has been denied, and now he faces the reality of spending the rest of his life behind bars. But what's more chilling? The video evidence. Surveillance footage from a hotel in 2016 shows Diddy allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, kicking her in the face. That video has now been made public, and it's shaking the world. The trial's first few days have been filled with bombshells, and Diddy's defense strategy is already being questioned. Will he testify? His lawyers say it's a possibility. But should he take the stand, it could expose him to devastating cross-examination. The prosecution already has overwhelming evidence, including testimonies from victims and even messages and videos showing Diddy's involvement. The question now is, will he be able to escape conviction, or will the truth finally come out? While some have distanced themselves, others remain vocal in their support for Diddy. Celebrities like Usher and Mary J. Blige have stood by him, praising his legacy. But there's a growing fear within the industry. As more people come forward, will the truth destroy one of hip-hop's legends? Celebrities are beginning to speak out, but some are doing so quietly, perhaps afraid to get caught in the fallout. As the world watches, Diddy's legacy is hanging by a thread. This trial will either clear his name or expose the horrific truth behind his empire.
He can do, because that offers up cross-examination, it offers up his priors, it offers up him to be caught in a lie, and really can talk to him about anything that he has ever done. So there is probably no way that Sean Diddy Combs will take the stand, although that is a very old trick in the book with the defense lawyer saying that he wants to tell his side of the story. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it would be extraordinary if it did. How tough is this case going to be for the defense?
Big mistake. I'm sorry?
How tough is this case going to be for the defense?
His business ventures, from fashion to music, are all under scrutiny. What happens next could define not only his future, but also how Hollywood views those who hold unimaginable power and influence. This trial goes beyond one man. It's about the culture of power, silence, and corruption in Hollywood. Diddy's rise to fame is a story of ambition, but it's also a story about the people who helped keep his darkest secrets hidden. As more lawsuits are filed and more people come forward, the question is, will Hollywood ever be the same after this? As jury selection continues, we can only wonder what will happen next. Will Diddy be convicted, or will he walk free, his reputation damaged but intact? Whatever the outcome, this trial is far from over, and Hollywood is watching every move. Stay tuned, because the fallout from this case could change the entertainment industry forever. The legacy of Sean Diddy Combs, once considered unbreakable, is now under the harshest scrutiny of his life. Whether or not he serves time, his empire may never recover. This trial marks the end of one era in Hollywood and the beginning of a much-needed reckoning for those in power. What's your take on this case? Drop your thoughts below. While some have distanced themselves, others remain vocal in their support for Diddy.
So Diddy's trial is kicking off today in New York. Diddy, who's been locked up since September, will begin jury selection today. So that's the process where they find the 12 jurors who will sit down. Now, the charges, for those who do not remember, because it's been a long time since the initial charges dropped, he is being charged currently with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, Diddy has pled not guilty to all of these charges, but if convicted on all counts, because he turned down the plea before going to court, he could face up to life in prison. Now, CNN is reporting that based off of documents that they've looked at, there's going to be several different topics that the potential jurors will be questioned on to see if they fit, including their views on sex with multiple partners, drugs, and hip-hop. They also might be asked about their feelings, beliefs, or experiences related to intimate partner violence, cheating, and relationship prostitution, the distribution of illegal drugs, the music industry, because they're trying to figure out how can they actually find people who are not fans of
Celebrities like Usher and Mary J. Blige, who owe much of their early success to his mentorship and record label, have remained firmly by his side, expressing admiration for his contributions to music and his lasting impact on the industry. These figures have repeatedly praised his role as a pioneer in hip-hop and his ability to shape the careers of countless artists. However, the tides are shifting. A growing number of industry insiders are starting to speak out, and as new lawsuits and accusations surface, there's a palpable fear within the entity.
Will take the stand, although that is a very old trick in the book with the defense lawyer saying that he wants to tell his side of the story. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it would be extraordinary if it did. How tough is this case going to be for the defense?
Big mistake. I'm sorry?
How tough is this case going to be for the defense?
Entertainment world. With each new revelation, the question on everyone's mind is whether the truth will completely shatter Diddy's carefully constructed legacy. His reputation, once untouchable, is now at the mercy of this legal battle. And as more individuals...
Amazing black designer, thank you, sis.
They let anybody in the courthouse? I'm not a shot at you.
So
I mean,
you do
no, I wasn't shot. I mean, like,
that was crazy. Y'all don't like my outfit or something?
Because it's very limited space. So I was just asking, how do they figure out?
You said it's first come, first serve, right?
Yeah, so it is first come, first serve for people of the media, yeah, they're going to check you and stuff when you come in, but it's first come, first serve. I did hear that there was like a special media credential that you have to request in order to be able to bring in an actual laptop, and I've tried to reach out on that, but I haven't heard back on that yet. But I'll have my phone, so as much as I can anyway. So
come forward with their stories, the divide between supporters and those who are distancing themselves from him continues to widen. While some remain loyal, others are quietly withdrawing, perhaps afraid of becoming collateral damage in the fallout of this scandal.
Older man, for example, someone who has maybe been falsely accused by the police, someone who may be in a high-powered job with traditional values, someone who really does not come in with a preconceived notion, someone who is skeptical of law enforcement. Those would be the type of jurors that the defense would be looking for.
And at this point, Combs's lawyer is saying he could take the stand. Would you find that difficult to believe? Do you think he could help his case or hurt his case?
As the world watches, Diddy's once unshakable legacy now teeters on the edge. This trial represents more than just a personal battle for the mogul. It's a test of whether he can weather the storm of allegations and preserve his empire. With charges ranging from sex trafficking to racketeering, every aspect of his life and career is under intense.
Possible. You can get any goddamn way. Nobody even know how you end up in there. It's just like, I saw Lauren.
You know this is a Diddy trial, not a Diddy party, right?
I know, don't she give?
That's what I'm saying.
But it looks good, though.
It's court, not the club.
If you guys are looking to see the outfit that Charlamagne is just so critical of, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Lauren LaRosa, Twitter Lauren LaRosa.
You're on video right now, Lauren.
I know, but for everyone that's actually listening in, because I want them to know where to go find me after this video, and they can't see the full outfit. And there's a jacket that I will also have on that makes it a little bit more conservative for the people.
Nothing about that outfit is conservative. It's just crazy how anything with Diddy, folks still feel like they got to dress like they're going to a party.
Up here in a cape.
Well, I'm getting
alcohol sprayed on your head.
Keep getting his haircut every single day.
Looking crazy.
Come in here
You keep fixing that wig every single day. And still
scrutiny. His multi-million-dollar fashion deals, record label ventures, and business investments are all being questioned as more details about his alleged misconduct emerge. The stakes couldn't be higher. This case is not just about whether Diddy is guilty or innocent. It's about whether the culture he built will survive the examination of its darker side.
Now I did want to mention too that today is the first Monday in May.
Yes, and it's Chris Brown birthday.
What does that mean, the first Monday in May?
It's Met Gala Monday. So today,
There's so many things going on.
Chris Brown as well.
Yes.
Today, the Met Gala will kick off. The theme.
What about the Mexican Gala? It's Cinco de Mayo, y'all. Y'all worry about all the wrong things. I know you should be worried.
They
You should be very concerned.
Mexican Gala. They trying to say low right now.
They got a
No.
Mexican Gala. This place called Ice Going to 10.
Wow.
They trying to show
Oh, yeah.
Ice to my
No, yeah, no, for real. If they throw a Mexican Gala, that's a trap. I just
That's
want
what
you
I'm
to
saying.
yeah,
They
you're
trying
right.
to
You're
get low.
The entertainment industry is watching, waiting to see whether the fall of a giant will change the way we view power, influence, and accountability in Hollywood. Will his empire collapse under the weight of these allegations, or will he emerge from this scandal and rebuild once again? The answer to this question could redefine how the public...
You're right,
If it's an open
you're right.
tequila bar, do not go.
Don't go to the Mex Gala. The Mex Gala is a trap.
Gala is crazy.
All our Mexican brothers and sisters, the Mex Gala is a trap.
Well, the Met Gala is being highlighted and talked about so much this year because the theme is tailoring black style. It's an ode to black dandyism in all of its refined and sophisticated glory. It's based off of a book written by a professor. Her name is Monica Miller, and that book, just talks about how in the beginning days of slavery, we used things like dandyism and tailoring our style to, assimilate away from certain things and certain, just...
What is dandyism?
perceives those who hold immense influence in the world of entertainment. This trial is about far more than one man's fate. It's about the hidden culture of power and corruption that has long been whispered about in Hollywood. Diddy's rise to the top was a story of ambition, grit, and the desire to shape not only music but culture itself. He became the epitome of the American dream in the entertainment world.
Never heard that.
So dandyism, I actually printed out pictures for you guys. Dang, I forgot the photos. So you know how like Tiana Taylor dresses down in the suits, or you think about a Dapper Dan or Coleman Domingo. That is what people look at as like dandyism. It is like fine, it's tailored, it's
Like Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
Jadena.
It is very
Yeah.
rich. So there's an exhibit in the Met that they're going to celebrate tonight that is all about tailored, style and the ode to the black dandyism eras and what that has evolved to become and look like.
It says refined tastes.
Yes.
Meticulous grooming. Attention to detail in dress and behavior.
And Pharrell is the one that's hosting this tonight, right?
Yeah, for real.
An icon whose influence spanned far beyond hip-hop into fashion, business, and even politics. But behind this shining exterior lies a much darker narrative. Diddy's success wasn't just built on talent. It was built on the backs of those who were exploited and mistreated, many of whom are now coming forward to share their painful stories.
I was one of the hosts.
Oh,
We also
nice.
on the
That's on
co-chair
brand.
committee have A$AP Rocky, Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, LeBron James. People are really excited to see Doechii tonight
That's what
because
Brown gonna be there today?
he's
He ain't
one
got
of the
nothing else to do.
co-chairs.
The Lakers got their ass bust.
Damn.
He's off. He's off. He's on low vacay.
Oh my God, he's one of the co-chairs, so I'm hoping that he will show up. Him and his wife Savannah. But Doechii, people are really excited for her in this moment because, she's one of the new girls, but she gives the dandyism vibe in her suits often.
nice.
And yeah,
What
the
about
kid-
Jonathan Majors? He gives...
The lawsuits and allegations against him paint a picture of a man who used his power to manipulate and silence those who dared to speak out. As more victims break their silence, the question looms. Will Hollywood ever look at power and celebrity the same way again? This trial is the beginning of a reckoning, one that may change the course of history for...
That's definitely his style.
He would definitely
Yes.
be on brand. And maybe I'm sure he's on the invite list. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Smoking Stack from Sinners.
yes. Oh,
Michael B.
100%.
Jordan 1 and 2.
That you must have
Period.
been on Twitter because that was one of the predictions on Twitter.
Actually, I never be on Twitter, but I'm
Oh.
glad to know that
Yes.
people are thinking like me on there.
People feel like Michael B. Jordan is going to show up at just that smoking stack
Michael
because
B. Jordan.
that gives dandyism that
Yes,
whole
yes.
era. People also are predicting that maybe Rihanna, if the rumors are true, might reveal a surprise.
not just Diddy, but the entire entertainment industry. As jury selection continues, the pressure on Diddy intensifies. The future of his career and personal. Freedom hangs in the balance. With every passing day, more evidence is revealed, more witnesses come forward, and the stakes grow higher. Will he be convicted on the charges of sex trafficking?
So why you ain't do no dandyism at Diddy trial?
I have a dandyism fit that I will be wearing, also sponsored by Romeo Hut tonight when I'm out. I've been invited to several things, so I will bring
But
back
you go to the
some.
Met Gala, though.
I'm not going to the Met Gala, but I'm going to a few of the after events.
Oh,
yeah, I can't wait to see this. This
You gonna
outfit.
walk in there and say, "You here to testify?"
Oh my God.
We gotta wrap up. We gotta get out of here.
All right. That was the latest with Lauren. And keep your eye on Future, the artist Future tonight, because I heard he has something that he's doing tonight that's gonna be a little crazy. So
Nice.
Future tonight, he's going
For
to
the Met Gala carpet.
Yeah.
And it streams live at 6 o'clock. You can watch it. There's going to be like YouTube streams and, major news outlets will also be covering Met Gala and the Diddy situation as well, too.